Hello, and welcome back to the MindTrek.net game server. I'm currently hovering outside of the Nova. Originally, it was a Patchy Patch ship build, and after he left the server, it sat for about a year, and I went ahead and finished it off. That was about 2 years ago. And then recently, here, about 6 months ago, was separated into its deck layers for renovation. It looks like somebody finally decided to take up the renovation work on it, and that would be Killerwaffels. Let's take a real quick look here and see what he's done with Deck 1 and Deck 2. It looks like he remapped the bridge, which means some of the Deck 1 structure has probably been changed. Let's go down here. This here used to be a corridor that wrapped all the way around the ship. It looks like it's been closed off here, so that it's just basically an access point to this and this office here, which looks like it's probably a ready room for the captain. Good call. Looks good. There are obviously going to be some deck changes and some mapping issues with the renovation, but that's pretty much his call as a renovator to do what he needs to do. Looks like we got a nice tight little conference room area here with additional bracing and stuff. Looks really good. When I did my version of the ship, I just did it real basic to get it done. And then with the intention of coming back eventually and doing the fit and finish work. Never got around to it. Looks like this has been updated as well. Looks pretty cool in here. Buzz around over the side. I really like this new wall pattern you got going on here. You run into like one of these little issues here. If you can, looks like it's part of, let's get through here. Yeah, it's part of the view screen stuff, so can't really do much with it. It is what it is. You know, you're going to run into those little idbits here and stuff like that. If you can, usually in something like this, there's nothing you can do about it. So, you know, if I were you, you'd leave it like you did. Looks good. Looks good. Buzz through here. It looks like emergency locker and equipment room. Looking good through here. Ooh, nice idea with the gloss for the phasers. This, I believe, was the crew quarters. Looking good. Getting a bit of that drag lag. Again, we're not sure what causes that. I've been researching it, and it might just be as simple as like a proxy desync. My ISP might be running through a proxy, or the ISP that provides between me and the server is a proxy, and it's causing when it gets overloaded, I end up with that kind of stutter and stuff, and it's a real drag, but nothing really we can do about it because can't specifically identify what's causing it. And it's unique. It's only been going on since July, and it is a real drag, and it has caused me so many issues. And at times it's not a problem at all. So I don't know. I've replaced my router. I've replaced all my networks, cables, everything, and we just can't seem to figure it out what's causing it. It's definitely not server side. It's not a server issue as far as we can tell, because M. Heller's completely rebuilt the server, and you know, seems to be running great. Anyways, looks like the escape pods here. Again, these are lifeboats, not really escape pods. They're more like you sit in and you get shot out, and hopefully within a few days somebody comes along and picks you up, because it doesn't look like there's anywhere in here for you to take a whiz or dump. No food processing, nothing. So if you're in this with somebody else, it's going to get smelly bad really fast. Looks like this is reworked again. Put one of these in there, and usually we put a light right here, but it's not necessary. And then we got this thing here, which is the transceiver. Yes, that, which has been, looks like, updated and reworked. Looking good, looking good. These things would be a real pain in the ass to fit in, but I think you can get it done. You might, what I usually do is if you have to pull the area, well, you can't really pull it out, but if you can pull it out and you rework it, then set it back in. You just got to be really careful when doing Wii edits, because if you're off by one block and don't catch it, it could be pretty devastating later on down the road. Ah, nice job through here. It's kind of hard to get Jeffrey's tubes just right, it is. Take a quick gander over here. Ooh, nice. Nice and roomy. Put that there. Of course, that's going to drive Killerwaffels nuts. Like, hey, who's been putting these blocks here? You sons of guns? I have no idea how he talks. I've never talked to him. Anyways, I'm down through here. Probably like that, Who knows? Could be German. Scheiße! You can come through here real quick. And deck 2. Again, bathroom. Again, usually I won't do it, but you put one of these here and like a light there, but you don't need it because ooh, I see what he's done. Okay, The floor has been replaced with glowstone. Outstanding. Whoops, wrong color. With glowstone. That way there, the carpet, if we turn off Gamma Bright here, look how bright that is. That is a really good idea. Of course, there's pumpkin baseboard lighting, but, you know, so this is a really well lit area. And, of course, since you don't see the roof, the floor of the next deck because of the half slabs, you get, you know, that's a pretty good idea. Smart call on that one, guy. Really good job, Killerwaffels. Ooh, let's check out the transporter rooms here. I don't know who updated these. Maybe Killerwaffle did this. Maybe somebody else has done it. I don't know. Can't tell you. Anyways, this is the Voyager style. The Mad Squirrel Atrocities by Panic Imheller conception. Anyways, it serves a purpose. These need to be updated. So I don't know if this was put in beforehand or if Killer's done it. But if Killer's in the process of doing it, he's updating really nicely through here. Oh, we've got a nice open space here. This through here can easily be filled with machinery. It doesn't have to be big, you know, just 4 and something like this. If you want to, you can also, whoops, double whoops. If you needed extra room through there, you can shorten this section down to just 1 to about right there. It's up to you because on both sides, that gives you the extra side wall there. And since it's going to be if you want to have this as a closed area, you don't have to worry about putting sand here. It won't be necessary because you can actually just see the wall behind it because this will be a sealed off area anyways, kind of an extension of the Jeffries tube, just sort of a maintenance area. But that's your call. It's really your build style. What do you prefer to do? Spun back through here, then we'll swing around the fore part of the deck and see what it looks like. Oh god, yes. Ladders. Now with the ladders, what I usually do with the ladders is I backlight them like that, so it'd be this block all the way down for the ladder. And then on the sides. Whoops, I fall through. But again, it's your call however you want to do it. So I'll leave this here like that just as an example. Impulse engines, it looks like. Or thrusters. I'm not sure exactly what it is through here. It looks like he's done some work in here remodeling. At least he's got a roof up, which is good. So it looks pretty neat through here. Again, if you run into this space like this, you can always, Imheller showed me this, you can fill it up with little bits and bobs and gadgets and things like that. You know, little machineries like additional power relays, distributors, things like that. So whatever you want to call them. I just call them bits and bobs. Gerbils, or gerbils, whatever. Swing through here. Okay, this looks like another bathroom. Again, a vent thing would be good. And, oops. Oh, that's a glowstone. Ooh, nicely done. Like this. This looks badass. Again, nice work on the framing of the windows. Very cool. Very Voyager-esque. In fact, this ship is a lot like Voyager, so that's probably why he's doing it this way, to kind of get with the Voyager feel. Another escape or lifeboat. Almost fell through the floor there. Anybody else notice that? That was kind of a drag. Storage. Gonna kind of be neat to see what he does with sick bay and stuff like that. How it's all gonna come together. Nicely done through here. Ooh, kind of a day bed. Yeah, I'm just so stressed. Through here. Actually, that might actually be their bed. There's a small crew quarters, so it could very well be their bed. When you run into small rooms like this, if you can't use them for anything, they're obviously marked as a crew quarters, but if you have to, you can make this room smaller and to extend this room. Then again, if you don't feel like doing that, because you might want this whole space up in here being used, you can repurpose this room. You can turn it into... It's hard to say, really. It's not a lot of room in here. Storage, I guess, would be the best option for it. You know, if it was me, what I would do is I'd make these offices a little bit smaller. I'd probably go to right there, and 3 by 8 or whatever it is through here is a lot better. And then you could turn this into a bathroom, and then that could be a crew quarters / sleeping areas, / living area, and then a small bathroom. Same thing on this side. and buzz down through here, and we'll get out of the ship, and I'll show you some of the stuff I did for remodel as a kind of an example. Real quick here, we get up to, before we go too far, I want to go down here to the torpedo launcher. I just updated the Sabre's torpedo launcher. You should go take a look at it. It uses this system that was designed for the Voyager and for the Defiant, this pattern here. And it's the new standard for torpedo launchers. And we also have we use a specific component for the phasers now, as we will see when we get back here to it. This stuff here now is just horribly outdated. Don't even use this. Go with what you see like on the Sabre, on the Fearless. The Fearless is a good example. Go look at the phaser strips on the Fearless. You know, those are, well, if you can get to them, because they're pretty well packed in there. But the ones on the secondary hull, the right above the hangar, go check out the one above the hangar and below the hangar. They're good examples of what to do with things like this, as well as the Enterprise E and of course the Voyager. What I did here, again, the original one's still over on the starboard side, is I just replaced some of the blocks with the white clay blocks and black ones and all this stuff here, just to kind of show you what can be done as far as updating existing systems without completely having to rip them out. And again, you can rip all this out and redo it. It's really up to you what you want to do, Killer. And I just put these blocks here because especially with the Fearless, I kind of come up with a new standard for how I want to do RCS thrusters, and these blocks really lend themselves well to it. I got to renovate the Enterprise E now, and I'm not going to worry about the Voyager. The Voyager is pretty much locked in stone. But I also cleared out some blocks that were blocking this off. Now you can leave this completely hollow if you want, or you can, you know, fill it in. And if you fill it in, you can be creative what you do. But usually, if I fill them in, I just use basic blocks to fill it in, kind of make it look machiny. If you can see here, this is part of the exterior. So you got to play by eye, whatever. But if you want to completely revamp it, you pull the area out with we, and you basically copy it below you, and you have a base to go from. You only change one side of the ship in case you screw it up. You still have the other side, and once this side's all dialed in, you of course mirror it to that side. Here's another update I did. I actually recorded both this and this being updated, and what I mumbled on about some tangent, and it didn't sound good. I think I also referred to the Nova as the Sabre a few times, which really kind of screws things up, so I figured I'll re-record. So this is take 3, yeah. Anywho, all I did, and you can again go look at the starboard side here. Here's the starboard side version, and I didn't change any of this. All I did was this. And here's the port side version. You kind of get a feel for how it's done when you see it this way, but basically all you're doing is like with these blocks here. Let me grab this. You can leave this one the way it is, because actually it's a nice color combination, but you replace the iron blocks, well, around the base of it with something like this, and then you can either keep the pattern going like this, and then you would change it out by let's see if we got some gray block floating around. We do. How about that? Need some gray block through here like this, and then you switch it back to the white blocks again, you know. And this was believe it or not, I think this one is something like this for this case originally. And you switch back to this. And if you don't like that white block there, because for some reason it doesn't fit like it seems like it fits or not, you could swap it out for like this block. And right here, as well as right there. You know, kind of give it a feel. And you could actually, even if you really wanted to get spunky, grab the toilet / sensor block. Whoops. Slap it down like so. Oops. Oh, I tell you, that leg spike stuff really gets on my nerves. And as far as the roof goes and things like that, if you're going to roof this, you can build your components first, and then you can just kind of roof around your component. It's really up to you. On something like this, it would definitely be either be this block or we'll go with the honeycomb version if I can find it. There it is. You would map this out like this. Whoops. Hiller taught me this trick, so that's why I do it this way. And then, of course, this block here would be slightly different. Let's go ahead and just put the white block there. And, actually, the white block looks best. And put that right there. And on this side, grab a black block and cap it off. Now, of course, when you do this room, you don't want to use black. But if you used one of these two colors or whatever, you would just kind of, the roofs are going to be dictated by the machinery that's in the room. So you're not going to get a perfectly good looking roof, but you can work around the machinery and really do some nice stuff with it. Again, you can replace this metal and all this other stuff, but you kind of get the idea how it's done now. You're just sort of replacing it, kind of trying to build an eye, get an eye for it, use it. You know, a lot of the stuff looks like it's pretty decently designed already, and all you would really need to do is just update the block styling, get rid of the lapis, the gold tinfoil, and the old square iron blocks. I am a big advocate for replacing all these. Get a new gold block, replace the lapis block with something that's not so eek. And I like this block, but we could use it for something else. Really could use it for something else. Anywho, but that's pretty much it. And if you'll notice the styling that he's going with for the corridors up here, where's my turbo lift at? Just past it. Did I? Yeah. Actually, it's back here. It's above us. Oh, I love being on designs that I'm not familiar with anymore. You can see what he's doing. He's in the process of replacing the floor with glowstone. Now, I always do this on my builds. I go with the separation build, so that it's like, you see how it stair steps here? But when you go up here to his builds, grab the compass, the bane of my existence. I always screw this thing up. I despise the compass. You can see what he's doing. He's doing this wide pattern here, this stair stepping pattern, which is fine. Again, that's creative styling, and it looks good, and more power to him. It looks good. And I really like this idea here with the glowstone and the carpet. That's pretty clever. And again, it negates the entire need for pumpkin lighting, pumpkin baseboard lighting. But yeah, it is what it is. You can see he's also updating the computer core room to the one that's styled like with the Enterprise E, which is really cool. I have no idea what block this is. It's the Daisy block. Seriously, that's what's coming up. I have no idea what that is. Wow. Very interesting. I remember building this computer core thinking to myself, man, this thing's badass. Now I look at it and it's like, ew. Looks like these are tight crew quarters. Now, when I designed this ship, I really just did the bare minimums as far as crew quarters. I just wanted to get this build done and signed off as being done-ish. And, you know, in retrospect, I really wish I had more time to spend on it. But you can see he's already started updating the ship, replacing tanks with, you know, Mad Squirrel versions, and components are being built. This is like this actually is part of the transporter. And if you have to, really, if you wanted to, you could move the transporter to right in this area, and just move the crew quarters down. You know, it's just one of those things that you have to sort of make a decision on what you want to do. Now, you can leave the crew quarters there and the transporter system here, and just have it, which is actually right where it belongs. So I wouldn't worry about changing stuff. Looks like he's updating the science labs. I don't remember if I did this or not. I can't remember. It's been so long. And that's pretty much it. They're looking pretty good through here. You can definitely tell it needs a lot of updating. Looks like he's updating the Briggs as well. I love this new block, by the way. This gray, and I love that color. It looks beautiful. Anyways, Killerwaffel, you're doing a really nice job here. It looks outstanding. Please keep it up. If you need any help with these phaser strips and things like that, the best thing to do is kind of what you're doing, working around them. I can always do the interior of these phaser strips for you, so if you don't want to do those, just let me know, and I'll just, if you would, leave this area open for me so I know that this is the phaser relay room. I'd appreciate it. And I can fill in these phaser strips with, and same thing with the aft phaser strips. I can do all those for you. Hope I don't screw that up. I better go check that on the other side real quick here. And I can also update the torpedo launchers, yeah, and the RCS thrusters if you don't want to do those. Just let me know. Send me a PM. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is the MindTrek.net game server, and this is a Nova build currently under renovations by Killerwaffels. Looking good.